Lovely, thank you so much. So hi everyone, as Addy said, I'm Claire. I am the Product Comms Manager here at Esri UK, and I'm going to change track just slightly to share my career path into Esri UK, not from the graduate scheme, and some of the exciting work that we do in the research, development and innovation space. And I'll also share how I think our work here makes a difference and supports the success of the GIS community. So just starting off with a little bit of background, I joined Esri UK around 3 years ago now, and before joining, I had about 6 years experience in various industries in GIS, and with a love for geography and a real interest in technology in and outside of the GIS space. So after graduating from the University of Stirling with an MSc in Energy and the Environment, I did a little bit of exploring to find out what was right for me, quite similar to James, except I applied for some graduate schemes quite unsuccessfully. And I also briefly pursued becoming a geography teacher, but I just found that this wasn't for me, and I eventually set out to hopefully find a job in GIS or wider technology space, where I really felt that I could put geography at the centre of my work. And I rather happily landed at Scottish Water, based in Glasgow, for my first graduate role in a team working with GIS every day to identify ageing underground assets, so large pipes delivering water to the population of Scotland. And after 2 years there, I then moved to join a really exciting startup company called Minerva, where I undertook really similar work, but for water companies, not just in Scotland, but all over the UK. And I was involved in everything from GIS analysis, revamping and creating new GIS processes, all the way to environmental audits and business management systems. So at this point, I'd spent around 4 years in the water industry, and I decided to move again to WSP, where I worked in a multidisciplinary GIS team, covering projects like renewable energy, transport, major infrastructure. I really gave any project a go, because this was a really good opportunity to work with professionals in every field, everything from ecologists, engineers to landscape architects. It was a really great experience. But during these roles, I just started to notice a slight shift in the way that we were doing things. Our GIS processes were differing between individuals, between teams, meaning we were using different tools to get sort of similar answers. And we're also doing a lot of repeatable work very manually. Now, I've always had a keen interest in technology, and I decided to finally take the jump and spend a few years teaching myself to code just as a hobby. Hopefully so that one day I could transition into a GIS developer role. So if you're interested in learning to code, I started with freecodecamp.org, which is of course free. And then after I picked up the basics, I moved on to a paid Udemy course. And then eventually picked up some more GIS specific coding courses through Esri Learning. And rather thankfully for me, a GIS developer role came up here at Esri UK, based in Edinburgh. And 3 years ago, I started here as a GIS developer in our research team. So in this role, I had the opportunity to work on really exciting innovation projects. So whether that be with brand new, not yet released Esri technology, and yes, the GIS geek inside of me was very thrilled about that one. And I was also able to work on completely new concept applications that explored new ways of working, brand new GIS concepts and innovative solutions. This video here is a research project that I undertook looking at solutions for modelling high-speed winds in urban areas during storms, and I was using ArcGIS Pro to do this with a plugin. And I really leaned on the 3D capabilities to create this animation, and this helped us to understand the storm impact in urban areas. But scaled up, these models could be used to help better understand storm impacts, protect our critical national infrastructure from damage, and even help to predict and map the likely spread of wildfires in high-risk areas. Another recent project completed by my colleague Matthew is this nicely named DTM Explorer. And this is a really great example of the concept applications that we work on to help shape the future of ArcGIS. Again, this takes advantage of advancements in web-based technologies This one demonstrates ultra-fast rendering of imagery and shows us a new way that we can think about visualizing imagery and raster data in the web that's a little bit more dynamic. As a company, we spend about 30% of our annual revenue on research and development, and this equates to hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. At Esri UK, we develop our own capabilities like Suite for ArcGIS or Report Builder, which you might have heard of. And it's really worth mentioning, some of our graduates touched on before, that there are many roles at Esri UK that provide really exciting opportunities to be a part of developing and innovating with GIS and technology. And we also get plenty of opportunities to share this work with the GIS community. Here's my colleague Chris at our annual conference this year, sharing an innovative app he developed with our audience there. So just to bring my experience up to date, this year I took on a new role as the product comms manager, working in our product communications team, which is a slightly different role for me, but it's one that has allowed me to use the technical skills I've developed through previous roles, leverage my experience as a consultant in many different industries, and also do what I love most, which is to enthuse and talk about all things GIS and inspire users and our GIS community with interesting and meaningful content. I currently lead the product communications team, and we focus on delivering internal and external communications to keep everyone up to date, and that's us included, on the latest developments to the ArcGIS system and wider GIS technologies. I think it's already been mentioned, but product comms is one of our rotations on the graduate scheme. And graduates get the opportunity to learn about how we communicate our technology and help us to deliver some of the content that underpins it, such as contributing to our map gallery that we've seen earlier, where graduates can curate and share an interesting map on our gallery and via social media. This is a really great opportunity to explore data, explore our software, learn something new about GIS, and also just get creative with map styles. This is an example from Marina, who is currently on the graduate scheme, who's used ArcGIS Pro to animate the construction of lighthouses. And I have cropped out half of Marina's map, so hopefully she doesn't mind. Just a few other examples of channels that we use to keep our community inspired and up to date here. And I'll just step through just a few of these so we can have a bit of a closer look. So our tech blog, this is where we help keep our users up to date, inspired about how they can make the most out of their ArcGIS. Our recent blogs include imagery, introducing users to Power Automate, which is one of the ways that we can automate workflows in ArcGIS. We also run a customer webinar series where our technical experts will cover specific capabilities and use cases. And we've recently hosted webinars on ArcGIS Pro, reporting, and Arcade, all of which are recorded and available afterwards. So if you are interested in checking those out, you can do. And also just to mention that in Product Comms, we also contribute to the monthly e-newsletter called The Gist that provides a fantastic roundup to our users every month on everything from events to the latest product news. So this is a really exciting role, and I work every day with a great team of really passionate people who bring heaps of creativity and passion for GIS to the table every single day. When I presented this last year on my career so far, I had no idea that I'd now be working in the product comms team, but the support and development here at Esri UK has allowed me to explore new skills and new opportunities. I'm not someone who has ever had a really specific career plan. Starting out, I really just wanted to work in GIS, and Esri UK has really helped me to embrace that, find roles that I enjoy, and has provided me with opportunities to grow into lots of new spaces. So just to start wrapping up, I wanted to share that working at Esri UK, you really do feel like you are making a difference. Everyone here at Esri UK contributes to the success of our community's projects across so many industries. And there are lots of opportunities to speak directly with customers, including on the graduate rotations, and many opportunities to network with customers at events. This picture here is just one floor of our annual conference in London, and there are at least 4 or 5 floors that look just like this, if not a lot busier. And because of this, we are regularly reminded of the impact of our work and GIS has on the success of others and also to the environment and wider society. We share our customer success in many ways, but I've just highlighted two here. So one is the Customer Success Awards that takes place every year at our conference, and also the case studies that you can find published on our website. So if you are thinking about applying for a role at Esri UK, or if you do want to explore some of these and see the real world application of GIS and how they benefit organisations and their work, please do check those out on our website. I've had a slightly different path into Esri UK, having spent time trying to figure out what I wanted to do, working in different industries and different companies. I just wanted to say that that's okay as well. You know, don't be disheartened if things don't work out for you right away or exactly the way that you planned them. The best piece of advice I was given is that when one door closes, another is waiting to open. And almost 10 years into my professional career, I can look back and say that some of those doors closing was truly a blessing. And if I could go back, I genuinely wouldn't change any of them. So finally, just to say all the best in your journey if you are looking for a job. And if you'd like to connect on LinkedIn, you can scan here to do so. Thanks very much.